My daughter Katie, when she was a little girl, came to me once after she had had a party, and she said, Mom, everybody that comes to our house wants to be part of our family. And I used to love that because family's what it's all about. And then a couple years later, I got divorced, and I realized that I would never be a family again, and that broke my heart. And when anyone would talk about families or in church about broken families, I would feel like crying inside knowing I'd never be a family again. And then my daughter Jackie had a 20th birthday party a couple of years later, and 60-some people came over to the house. Most of them were out on the patio and outside, and I was sitting inside with some of her girlfriends. Her friend BJ came in the house, and he had started coming over to the house all by himself if he wanted, even if Jackie wasn't there. He walked to the refrigerator, opened the door, and he was looking for food. Kelly, Jackie's friend, was sitting by me, and she said, BJ, you think you're like family? And he turned around and said, Kelly, I am family. And in that instant, I got it. You build your family. You make your family. Family is who you gather with, where Jesus is at the head of it. Family, it doesn't necessarily mean a mom and dad. And with the world the way it is now, you build your family wherever you go. I've moved around, and I've made people my family. And once I realized that family comes from the heart. It's Jesus sitting at the table with all of us and leading us, and us gathering and doing life together. I do work with the homeless, and I brought meals down to them in styrofoam containers down by the riverbank one day. And there were 9 of them there, and one said to me, can I get one for Carl? He's sleeping. I promise I'll give it to him. And I said, that's okay. I'll leave one for you. I'll give it to him. He was worried about his brother on the street that had become family. They sat there, and as I was driving away, I looked at 8 of them wide awake, sitting there with their styrofoam containers, eating and talking. And I thought, you know what? That's family. That's the real deal. And then I drove through town, and I drove past the really, really big houses. And I thought, you know what? Most of the people in those houses, the kids have their video games, they have their computers, they're texting during meals. And I thought, you know what? They're living in big homes alone together. That isn't family. We have to redefine what family is. Family is wherever you're at. It's the people in your life. So the people that you get close to, that you get to know, start developing that relationship with them. Sit Jesus down at the head of the table and build your family. And you know what? Your real family, you're the kind that you can call in the middle of the night and they'll be there. Remember, Jesus is the head of the family, the silent listener of every conversation, the unseen guest at every table.